morning, everybody. On a Friday, the long, bumpy ride at 12:37 is officially over. Donald Trump, considered by many a long shot when he entered this race, as the delegates needed to get that nomination. Now he is offering a glimpse at how he plans to win in November. And that today is the headline. As we say, welcome here on a Friday. I'm Bill Hemmer, live at America's Newsroom.
Yes, you are. Good morning, Bill Hemmer. I'm Martha McCallum. Hi, everybody. So, Donald Trump back on the trail, talking about his campaign strategy now, how he plans to pull it off in the general. He says he sees states in play that Republicans barely visit in recent years. Watch.
I want to focus on 15 or so states because we have to win. And I want my energy to be put in the states where it could go either way. I'm going to stop at each state, the ones that that we feel very strong about. We're going to play heavy, as an example, in California. And we're going to focus on New York. By the way, I'm going to win Michigan. And normally a Republican would not go to campaign there. And I'm going to win just like I did in the primaries. I'm going to win Michigan by a lot. Because I've been talking about Michigan for 5 years, what's happening up there with the horror show, where they're closing their factories.
Turns out this plan's been a long time in the works. Trump also laying out his new attacks against the likely Democratic nominee, Hillary Clinton, saying that she has declared war on the American worker. John Roberts live in Fresno, California, where Trump is campaigning just a few hours from now. Good morning to you, John.
Morning, Martha. 15 states. That's going to mean a lot of travel here in the next 5 months or so. People lining up for the Donald Trump event here in Fresno, California. It's only 6 o'clock in the morning, and some of them have been here already for a couple of hours. Donald Trump will get on his plane to come up here from Los Angeles in about 3 hours' time. We're expecting there may be some protests at this rally. However, there have been admonishments and editorials in the local Fresno Bee encouraging people to keep it peaceful, saying keep it cool, to score points, and don't give in or don't tolerate at least the violent punks. Since he went past the 12:37 mark, Donald Trump now making a full pivot to the general election. He's taking on Hillary Clinton with even more vigor than he has been in the past. Yesterday, at a press conference in Bismarck, North Dakota, Donald Trump hammering Hillary Clinton for her email server and running afoul of the State Department, at least according to that Inspector General's report. Here's what Donald Trump said yesterday.
This was all bad judgment. Probably illegal. We'll have to find out what the FBI says about it. It's devastating. And there's no reason for it. It's just, skirting on the edge all the time. And you look back at her history, and this is her history. It's a very, very harsh report.
Donald Trump also trying to sideline Hillary Clinton here in California by throwing down the gauntlet to Bernie Sanders to say, hey, let's debate. Yesterday in that press conference, Donald Trump said that the Sanders campaign and his campaign have actually been talking to each other about the possibility of it. And Martha, both Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders seem eager to meet each other. Trump insisting, though, it be a charity event for some $10 to $15 million for charities that are associated with women's issues. So they've still got a couple of weeks, not quite a couple of weeks, a week and a half. We'll see if they can put it together.
Yeah, we'll see. He also pushed back against President Obama, speaking about him in Japan, saying that he was rattling world leaders. How did that go?
Yeah, Martha, you'll remember yesterday at the G7 summit in Japan, President Obama said that world leaders were rattled by the prospect of Donald Trump becoming president, that Donald Trump was ill-informed. He was more interested in headlines and tweets than he was in doing what's best for the country. Well, yesterday at that press conference in Bismarck, I put the question to Donald Trump and asked him if he wanted to respond to President Obama.
When you rattle someone, that's good, because many of the world, as you know, many of the countries in our world, a beautiful world, have been absolutely abusing us and taking advantage of us. So if they're rattled in a friendly way, we're going to have great relationships with these countries. But if they're rattled in a friendly way, that's a good thing.
And Donald Trump also appearing to completely make peace with Senator Marco Rubio. Rubio saying yesterday that he is going to go to the convention. He will release his delegates and he will speak on Donald Trump's behalf. Donald Trump tweeting out yesterday that Marco Rubio should run for his Senate seat again in November, that they really need to win that Senate seat in Florida, and he's the best one to do it. Talk of a Veep maybe to come next. We'll see, Martha. But they do seem to like each other now.
Very interesting how that comes around. Thanks a lot, John.
Let's analyze